Question number 8, the Hon Todd McClay.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. To the Minister of Foreign Affairs, will the government sign the United Nations Global Compact for Migration?
The Right Honourable Winston Peters.
A final decision has not been made, as we are seeking the best legal advice from Crown Law so that we can make an informed decision on a matter which was started by the National Party on 19 September 2016, and there is the document.
Mr Speaker, to the Minister, is the Minister aware that the United Nations Migration Compact was adopted in Morocco yesterday by countries who attended, including New Zealand? And if so, has the government received the additional advice the Prime Minister said she was seeking at Postcab yesterday before a decision would be made?
No, I am not aware of that because it did not happen in the way that member said. In fact, it looks like now that this matter will be for decision at the United Nations on Wednesday the 19th in the US or Thursday New Zealand time.
To the Minister, why has the government still not arrived at a position on this UN agreement when they've had the text of the agreement since July of this year and adopted it yesterday in Morocco?
Again, it was not adopted yesterday in Marrakesh, Morocco, for the umpteenth time. Catch up. Here is the fact. The previous government initiated the process that led to consideration of its adoption. This is the document. However, this government is famous for getting its facts right and doing the research before making a judgment.
To the Minister, why did he say last week that the government had not received briefings on the negotiation when he himself received an update and was asked to sign off on final negotiating parameters for the agreement on the 7th of March of this year? And is this the actions of an open and transparent government?
Mr Speaker, it would have been very difficult to sign off in March of this year when the final submission was made by the department in July of this year. You see, I mean, we have a certain predilection to make forecasts, but we're not that good.
Mr Speaker, to the Minister, and I agree with the last point, but does he still believe that the US, Australia, Switzerland, Chile, Italy and others are wrong when they say that they are concerned with the impact this agreement will have on their ability to set migration policy? And if so, will he be telling the US administration that this next week when he goes to the US to personally sign this agreement?
Again, I am not going to the United States to personally sign this agreement. Mr Speaker, I can best answer by putting the Danish representation overnight at Marrakesh, where this representative said the following: migrants who have been invited must be treated fairly and well in all countries, while irregular migrants who have no legal right to stay must be effectively and safely readmitted to their home countries. Let there be no doubt, every human being has human rights, but migration is not a human right, and migration can never be unchecked or uncontrolled.
Point of order.
A point of order.
Point of order, Mr Speaker. I seek leave to table a statement made yesterday in Morocco by the UN Secretary-General titled "Governments Adopt a Global Migration Compact to Help Prevent Suffering and Chaos."
And have an assurance that that has not come from a website?
No, but I'll send it across to the Minister.
The member will now stand, withdraw and apologise for being disorderly.
I withdraw and apologise.
And I'll repeat to members that members who attempt to do that in the future will be in more serious trouble, and that includes members on this side. Any further supplementaries? Question number 9, the Honourable Louise Upston.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to